First off, I'd like to thank the team at Elftmann Tactical for giving me the great pleasure of reviewing their product, the Elftmann Tactical AR-15 Dual Trigger, or DTR for short. There are many important factors I consider while shopping for any item I plan to add to a firearm. Of course, precision of engineering, the function, durability, style, any kind of user feedback that's out there, and in the case of a trigger, of course, travel, creep, does it break cleanly, and I personally have a weakening grip from a disability, so the pull weight of a trigger is extremely important to me. So when I came across the DTR, I was immediately intrigued. The shipping was pretty good. They choose priority mail, so this is those flat rate packages that you're used to. Typically you get everything within a week, no matter where you are in the continental US. So I'm going to go ahead and unbox this for you guys. I cheated, it's already open. So here's a retail packaging, which is a nice metal box similar to what you'd get a basic watch in. So once you open it, you're going to see the instructions, which I'll show you in a second, and what I consider overkill for this piece. Nice foam padding, and the trigger and your trigger guard. Now in the directions, which is also available on the website, you can print these out. Gives you a basic, what you'll need to install, as well as a decent diagram there. And then on the back you have your installation instructions. Okay. So let's talk about the manufacturing quality on this. Now if you look, we've got the spring built in right on the top. Okay, it all seems to be one part, but if you look very closely, right here where your pin goes through, it does seem to have a separate piece there, as well as right on top of this here. Now the trigger itself is very smooth. It's nice looking, but to the actual touch, it's very soft, rounded edges. The base is a little pointed, but still smooth, still very smooth. Going to the trigger guard, of course you have your DTR branding as well as USA on the bottom. You've got some holes drilled through here to reduce weight, and on the front, built in, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but right there, spring loaded, so you could just snap it right in to replace your existing trigger guard. Overall, I'm pretty happy. It's a very nice finish, anodized. It's very lightweight, negligible, I'd say. Pretty good looking, and this spring here is attached. You can't get that out unless you really put some pressure on it. As you can imagine, I was pretty excited to get to the range to test things out. I probably went through about 1,000 rounds since I installed the trigger, and it held up just fine. At the range, it did draw some attention from neighboring shooters. Some of the AR purists, as I like to call them, were wondering what the heck I did to my rifle. So as soon as I explained why I had the trigger, they thought it was the coolest thing ever and were quite happy for me. I let some other people try it out and got tons of positive feedback. It's different, so of course people are going to be skeptical at first, but as soon as they find out that the DTR isn't some $20 eBay item, they all quickly become interested. One negative comment that I did get was that the extended trigger takes away some of the available space on the pistol grip, which is true, but it just takes some minor getting used to. Sadly, at our ranges here in New Jersey, I can't really do a speed test without getting kicked out, but I was able to slip in a couple double taps, which proved to be extremely easy, even for my weakened grip. Some of you are probably wondering about the trigger performance itself. I can say there was no creep, and it's really crisp. It's a huge improvement on the stock Bushmaster trigger. The pull weight was greatly reduced. I noticed it, of course, when I was shooting it, but also I measured it with a digital trigger pull gauge. And I did take measurements. So I took 20 measurements on the stock trigger, and it averaged 6.66 pounds. Then I took 20 measurements on both the top and 20 measurements on the bottom trigger. The top trigger averaged at 6.28 pounds, so that was a 6% reduction. But the bottom, that guy there, averaged 3.13 pounds, so that was a 53% reduction, which is amazing. And remember, you can use 2 fingers to pull the trigger, so by doing so, the trigger really hardly feels like it's even there. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the DTR. So satisfied that I made some additional investments in some optics, which you may have not seen in the video there. I can shoot the gun comfortably again. It fits perfect with all the other modifications. I threw in some anti-walk pins and a battery assist lever. If you have an aftermarket grip, you can see it's absolutely perfect. So I think the investment was worth it, and I definitely recommend it if you suffer from any grip issues like myself, or if you just want some added performance. Again, I'd like to thank Elftmann Tactical for making such a unique and high quality product. It's really helped, quite honestly, and I think it looks great, and it's a solid trigger. So this is the Elftmann Tactical DTR Trigger. Thank you.